All right, back in the arena powered cube, best of three. It's the place to be. Ooh, this pack is this pack is pretty rough. I would say nothing I'm super excited to take. Raphaelos is quite strong. Atali and Craterhoof are both considerations for cheaty or kind of rampy decks. Craterhoof for natural order is usually what you want to be doing. It's not as good off of many of the other options, although it's fine to reanimate and sneak attack. It really wants to be natural ordered. Haven't done much green. I like green in this cube, and I've wanted to try it. I don't know. Raphaelos has, I feel like, the best upside for us overtaking like Mystical Tutor or a kind of whatever card. So that's what I'm going to take, and I'm very comfortable with pivoting out of it if we end up not seeing what we need for it. Well, that's a Badgermole Cub. Badgermole Cub is crazy. There is also Fable of the Mirror Breaker here. It's possible Fable of the Mirror Breaker is actually better. There's Fast Bond and Crucible. I'm not a fan of taking either when both are in the pack, but if we're going to be in green, Crucible for like Strip Mine, Wasteland, that kind of synergy is always nice. Fast Bond goes right with it. Thing is, I'm never getting all three of these cards, and I feel like Badgermole Cub is way more likely to make my deck. If I don't wheel the other piece of Fast Bond Crucible, the other becomes much worse here, whereas Badgermole Cub's always great. There's also an Archon. We could have taken like a Tali into Archon and then tried to force Reanimator. I just don't like starting Reanimator with targets as opposed to starting Reanimator with ways to actually consistently reanimate things. This pack's pretty rough after taking double high quality green card. Not a single green land for us. Triplicate Titan, Bolus's Citadel, some black removal spells. Kind of want to just take Mystic Confluence. It is one of those cards that if you can ramp into is a blowout. Choosing 3, wherever 3 is counter target spell, draw 2 cards. It's pretty brutal. And I think it gives us the best options to have a strong deck. I'm very comfortable taking almost any card in this pack and just saying, if we play it, we play it. If we don't, we don't. It's a Gaia's Cradle. I think it does need to be a Gaia's Cradle's pick here. Endurance and Gargaroth are both fine. Endurance is definitely better. Amongst these other cards, nothing's really exciting. This has been a really weak pack 1. So Gaia's Cradle's kind of a slam dunk compared to everything else going on in that pack. Here I'll take Renin 6. Termagoyf is fine. Tursa is very good. I'm a big fan of Tursa. And Candelabra with Gaia's Cradle is nice, but not necessary. Versus Renin 6 is absolutely a slam dunk in many decks. Duelist and Brain Freeze are very far from what we're doing. Not really considerations for me. Alright, I had to skip ahead here because I think our person passing to us might have either disconnected or what, but they spent their full timer clearly on that pick. It might have just been a really tough pick here. For us, Discharge and a Braid are great. Haywire Might's fine. Explorer's fine. Reclamation's fine. We do wheel cards out of this pack, but it will almost certainly include E-Tutor and the Endstone of in one of these cards. I think 1 mana interaction is where I want to be over the ability to also potentially destroy an artifact. That's mainly because green has a lot of ways to destroy artifacts in other ways, and 1 mana interaction is really important. See, look, we're immediately getting past Suplex, but this is a really easy 6 for me, I think. 6 just goes crazy, being able to get lands, fill the graveyard for your lands. It's just a really strong card. Ooh, Skycalf Club. We're giving up a lot of our elves, but I think I'm okay with that. Soul Guide's nice. I haven't seen any fetches or the lands we're going to want, but that's okay. Craterhoof, I feel like, has to be the pickup here for top end. It's only 8 mana. I say only, but our deck absolutely can cast 8 mana. See, look, Fast Bond got taken and Crucible didn't. So if we had taken the other half, that's pretty bad. But I will say, even without Fast Bond, if our deck gets multiple fetches, Strip, Wasteland, any of those cards, I'm very happy taking Crucible. I could take Tameo as a hedge for almost exactly Time Walk. But once again, this Mystic Confluence is not something I'm dying to play. Here I could take Eternal Witness. Not really something I want to be doing. I'm just going to take Unholy Heat. More 1 mana, instant speed removal, and Endurance is a nice pickup for our deck. Tursa, I'm a big fan of it over Termagoyf. Reclamation's a decent sideboard card. That's destroy an artifact, destroy an enchantment, or exile 1 target card from a graveyard. Suplex, we could mainboard it, but maybe sideboard it. Ugh, another really bad pack. No fetches, which at this point I would actually take quite highly as well. No Wasteland or Stripland, or Wasteland or Strip Mine. And then for green-red, we have just Sentinel, Manamorphose, Earthbender, Ascension. This is rough. I'm going to take Sentinel. It's really solid. It's a nice card to ramp into. Makes artifacts, just does a lot, but this is a terrible pack. We have opened 2 really rough packs. And we're just going to keep opening rough packs, it looks like. We haven't seen any of the red-green duels that make some of our cards better. I think this has got to be Delighted Halfling. We need 1-drops for stuff like our Guy's Cradle. And once again, a lot of these cards are very replaceable. Like, I'm going to wheel one of those cards and I'll just play whatever wheels, and it's not too big of a difference between what I took here and what I'm going to take there. Taiga is a must pick for fetching, but also very important for Rathalos because it's a forest. It's just absolutely necessary for us. It's actually a huge pickup. Pretty happy with it. Alright, cards we're looking for. Minskimbu, any number of fetches and or what's it called? Wasteland Strip. Verdant Catacombs is an absolute slam dunk for us. It's our first fetch. When we have Run and 6 and Crucible of Worlds, I want to be running like 4 or 5 fetches and things that go to the graveyard with them. I even have Skycalf Club for it. Black, white, green land is not really where we're at. Savannah could enable us to get fetches that get white and red, and then that gives us a free forest. It's really important that all of our lands that we can are forests. So this opens the door to that quite easily. And I'm passing up on a Terra Sunder and just a bunch of whatever stuff. Yeah, that's fine with me. So like imagine now we see like a Arid Mesa, right? That gets Taiga, but also it gets either Savannah or Mountain. So it means that if we already have Taiga, we can go get that instead. Greaves? I mean, Greaves is good. Baragoyf's crazy. Is Baragoyf good enough to just go into black? Honestly, it might be. It's just one of those cards that is absolutely absurd. And we already have a Verdant. Yeah. Yeah. Baragoyf is just one of those cards. 6th pick Baragoyf is absurd, first of all. Doesn't go well with this Guy's Cradle. Guy's Cradle is looking a little hard to play. Chariot is a nice thing to ramp into on turns 2, 3, whatever. Just makes a lot of dudes. That is a good Guy's Cradle card, actually. Prime Time? I mean, it's gotta be Prime Time. It's either Prime Time or Flame Slash. I'm taking Prime Time. We have a lot of ramp, and I need things to go get. So now we're on our wheel. We have Verge and Copperline Gorge, which really, unfortunately, are both not forests. Earthbender's Ascension, 1/1 counter, and trample every time a land enters. I'll take the Verge here. Or no, I'll take Copperline Gorge. Right now we only have 1 black card. Figure of Fable is legit. It's a 1-drop. We can very easily get the green to pump it up. I'm actually going to take Boseishu here. I could take Emperor of Bones. Emperor of Bones is great because it's graveyard hate. It looks like we're more Jund than anything else. And Boseishu is non-forest, which I really want to minimize. Pillage the Bog is grabbable. Not the best card for us, not the worst. Seething Song's a little far from what we're doing. Terra Sunder is now better that we are kind of playing black. I might actually mainboard Terra Sunder. It's been very impressive. We could not be red. We could be just green-black, honestly. Like, our red is some early interaction. Lion Sash is a fun card. Can we get some power? Any power? No, but Minxkimbu is basically power. We're absolutely playing red now. Once again, this is not a very good pack outside of the Minxkimbu. If we had taken Fast Bond and the Zeranorb had wheeled, or not, and the Crucible had wheeled, we could have had the combo. I don't think the other one wheels is the issue. I'm going to take Minxkimbu here really happily, because I would have also had to be passing on that. Channel? Channel over nothing? Not even another green card? We could take Kerbomination, I guess. I mean, I'm just taking channel. What are we channeling into? We'll figure it out. We're definitely playing red now, though. We'll just have to figure out where we want channel. Crucible might not be in the deck. I'll play Ren in 6 with just the fetch and a few small targets, but I won't play Crucible. We got free channel. We might be able to make something with it. That's natural order. That's way better for us. Channel for Coveted Jewel is not really good enough most of the time. But natural order is a huge pickup. Being able to go get Crater Hoof, Prime Time, really as our two targets that I'm happy with. I would now be happy to pick up like one more really good target to go get with natural order. Atraxa probably won't wheel. Ice Till Explorer, kind of right for our deck. Once again, we don't have, gosh darn, Wasteland or Strip, but we haven't seen them at all, so there's not much we can do about it. Next best card here is Blossoming Marsh, which I don't even really want to play, and Nissa when we have one fetch. Yeah. These packs have just not been friendly to us, so we're going to have to make the most out of what we can. Alright, we got some fetches here to choose from. Flooded Strand, I mean, I think it's got to be... Huh. Bloodstained Mire goes and gets Swamp and Taiga. Misty Rainforest gets Savannah, but that doesn't actually help us. Flooded Strand just gets Savannah. Springheart's decent, but we just can't afford to take it here. We gotta take a fetch. Bloodstained Mire is the best one for us. We're so far from Mox Opal, it's not even funny. Formidable Speaker seems pretty great. I can even put a land into graveyard with it to be able to get back over Sharpshooter, Oddity, a green-black tapped land, which isn't the worst, but I think this is easily a Formidable Speaker deck. Get rid of something we can't use to go get something we can. Fable Passage isn't a true fetch, but it does put a land in our graveyard, and I'm more than happy to do that. Very cool. Excavator as a land. Recursion, or just Generous Ent to go get Taiga. My issue is I have a lot of ways to go get Taiga, and not a lot of other lands to go get for it. I'm still taking it here, but it's possible we won't play it. Here's our opening hand. Zeranorb, you know, as a way to actually get value out of like Renin 6 and Ice Till Explorer, you know, sack our own lands to gain some life. I think I'm just going to take Questing Beast. Oh, Commercial District is the second green-red land, actually, that we can fetch for. Never mind. Easy pickup for us here. Revoker is a sideboard card I'm not upset about. Channel didn't end up getting there because this was the pack, I believe, that had Ulamog in it. But Green Suns in our deck is great over Safekeeper and Ridgeline. I like Safekeeper, but we don't have any of the combos with it. Versus Zenith to go get whatever we need in the moment. Seems a lot better. Take Vanessa. I don't think I'll play it. Also, Savannah's worse than a Forest for us here. Because it's not a basic. I'll take Boomy, I guess. I don't know. All these cards shouldn't be in the cube. Oddity's great. Actually, I think I'd rather have Sharpshooter as a sideboard card. We're going to be tough on playables anyway. Like, we're already there. Okay. Last pick, network error. Cool. Changes nothing for us except for putting our whole sideboard into the deck. I love it when it does that. Okay. I do believe this is where we left off before it disconnected and put all of our sideboard into our deck. We're playing some version of a Jund just value deck off of no power and no nothing too crazy. Honestly, we're playing pretty fair Magic. Curve out, remove things early, and make the most out of our various high quality cards. I think Suplex is an easy cut for us. Terra Sunder, when you have black, I'm a big fan of, because being able to 4 mana just pull up anything, exile anything at instant speed, pretty nice. I'm gonna main board Endurance for sure. I don't think I want Generous Ent as a land. Do I? I have no use for it in the graveyard. I'm never gonna be, natural ordering for it. It's not a very good ramp out target. Just kind of just clunks up my early plays, which are quite important. It does go and get exactly a forest for Raphaelos, which I guess is a consideration for sure. What else are we maybe cutting? What else is on the chopping block? We could not play black at all, right? Our black splashes off of mountain or off of swamps for Baragoyf and Emperor of Bones. Honestly, I think our 2s and 3s are solid enough that if I cut this and just play only red and green, my deck is stronger. If I'm going to play just red and green, I actually think Generous Ent is a very nice include. Esper Origins, I'm not the most excited about. It just seems really slow to me. I've never really been upset about my opponent casting it. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 lands here. Yeah, I think this is our deck. It's a really fair Magic deck. We're going to try a natural order, kind of on curve almost. We have a Minxkin and a Crater Hoof and a Gaia's Cradle, and we're going to try and make the most of it. If you're a big fan of videos like this, drafts, Arena Cube, Vintage Cube, High Power, all those fun things, really appreciate if you liked and subscribed. But let's jump into our first game. Game 1 on the draw. Not excited about that. But we have a Raphaelos, so who cares? All right. Play turn 1 Bloodstainmire. Okay. Well, we do actually have an answer to Ragavan in just playing Ren and 6 and down ticking it. But we cannot stop this. Okay, that's a good hit. We didn't want to draw that. We didn't, and it's not something they can play. Unless they have exactly Monk's Emerald. Sure. Leaving themselves up 1 mana for a Brainstorm. Very well. I will crack this, and we shall surveil. I'm pretty good on lands. We've seen enough of those already. And Ren and 6 deals with our Ragavan problem, assumably. It could have Force, but not much we can do about it. They do. And Thundertrap Trainer never actually kills Ren and 6 here, unless they're pumping it or using some other spell. And if they're using another spell to kill Ren and 6, it's already kind of done its job. Brainstorm main phase. Assumably before a shuffle effect. Could be Mystical Tutor, could be a fetch, could be a whole variety of things. If they're just straight up doing this main phase and they don't have a shuffle effect, I'd be shocked. Really, the only reason I'd do this is if I had no lands. I absolutely need a land. Okay, they hit a land, but it's not a shuffle effect. And then we're Burst Lightning. That's kind of fine with me. Yeah. That's your whole play? I'm just going to play Raphaelos, I think. A couple ways I can do this. I can play Sentinel, and then next turn... No, I think I play Raphaelos, and then next turn Chariot. I'm kind of fine with Raphaelos getting countered. Primetime is just going to be castable pretty soon here off of Gaia's Cradle. And if they want to invest a premium counter spell into this, that's fine with me. It's really kind of a low-end threat. It does produce a lot of mana immediately, so they're right to be concerned, but... Minskimbu. Okay, now I'm concerned. Are they just going to immediately crack the Minx token? Interesting. Okay. Do I want to put Minskimbu at 1? To draw a card? This is a weird play, but... Oh, we don't have black. I should have taken this out of the deck. That's problematic. Well, we Fable Passage and we play Chariot. And we hope that's good enough. With Raphaelos gone, I'm going to go get Mountain. Slam a Chariot. They're stuck on lands. They had to use the treasure for Minskimbu. It seems they do have instant speed something. But if it was Daze... I guess it could have been Subtlety, but Subtlety can't counter Chariot, essentially. Dak Vaden stealing Chariot. Gross, but fair. At least I have a target for my Terra Sunder now. Also, it has Crew 4, so they are only able to do that post-boo. Okay. Let's see how you want to do this opponent. I'm going to play Gaia's Cradle. Figure of Fable is literally free because of the Gaia's Cradle. And Sentinel, I think it's better than going in with a Primeval Titan. Make the token. Go to combat. I'm more than willing to trade down here to get Thundertrap Trainer off the board. And if they try to crew Chariot, it's actually even better for us. Yep. And we're just going to use the extra mana here. Force of Will, exiling Time Twister. Yeah, we're just going to use the extra mana while we have it here. Alright. But now Figure of Fable is a pretty big problem for them, but Minskimbu is a big problem for us. Okay. Well, they kind of had it all here. They have their own Minskimbu, Force of Will, and Dak Vaden for my Ragavan after, or Dak Vaden for my Chariot after a turn 1 Ragavan. It's pretty brutal. But we'll definitely adjust our main board to take out Terra Sunder. But we have plenty we know they have to play around now. Okay. Wow, Laura gets pretty big here. Whenever you discard a card. With Gaia's Cradle, can we get this all the way to the top? We have 7 mana next turn. No, we can make it a 4/5 though, which is pretty darn good. Yeah, their deck's pretty sick. So the downside to playing pretty fair Magic here. Sure. Discard one more. Now Chariot can crew. Although they can't actually make a copy of Minx Kimbu. So they have no tokens to copy. Question is if they want to convert Minx Kimbu into 4 cards here, but I figure they won't. Okay, they will. Wild. Cannot say I saw that coming. No blocks, thank you. Land would be decent. Discharge, kills, Dak Faden. Huh. Or we could play Prime Time. Problem is that Evora just gets out of hand if we let Dak Faden stay on the board. So I think we need to take a shot at it this way. We do have an instant. Crater Hoof's pretty far from being helpful here. But I can attempt to take Dak Faden off the board without actually having to use discharge here. Cool. Big fan of that. And then we'll rerun the map. Happy to hit a land or just any creature I can play. Natural Order? Prime Time's in my graveyard. What am I going to go get? I have Titan in my hand. Well, ain't that something? I feel like the answer is no. I feel like it doesn't actually solve any of my problems. But Sentinel grows faster than Evora does, so the hope here is that we can kind of outrace them, but they did just get a whole bunch of cards on us. We have a discharge we can use this turn pretty effectively. And next turn we can play Prime Time and go get double land. I'm just going to go get the lands out of my deck that enter tapped already. It's a really scary deck. Coveted Jewel is a really interesting include. I'm not really sure why they're playing it. Doesn't seem like they have a deck that's built well around it, either to accelerate to it or cheat it out. And they do a good job of protecting it, though, with Force of Will, cheap interaction, and cheap creatures. Two, three, four, five, six. I don't think I blocked this. I think Sentinel is more important to me than Evora is to them. I could just get bursted out, but I need to be able to keep a creature on board, because if we don't draw a land, Gaia's Cradle goes to 1, and then we can't play Prime Time. Okay. That could be problematic. It could also clunk up their whole board, or their deck. Like, how good is a Mox here, really? Oh! Holy shit. I mean, I want to play Minx Kimbu. I genuinely don't think it's right. I think I'm supposed to go to combat, attack with Sentinel, see what they do. Okay, and then I play Prime Time. And I kind of just feel like they've had a counterspell this whole time. Yeah. Oh, Minx Kimbu would have gone under that. Didn't know it at the time. Do have pretty good blockers here. And Minx-Gamboo coming down next turn could be quite the surprise for them. It also makes me additional mana for Gaia's Cradle. Third path. Okay. Kind of fine with Mox. Also, because of the art for this, or VA23, we know that this came from Oracle V Alpha. Please blink this Asika's Chariot. It will go back to me. Oh, you're crewing Asika's Chariot. Making a token copy of your 1/1? Okay. I block and go to 2. And they have a way to finish off. So be it. So be it. Green Suns. I'm at 2. My issue really is just number of creatures here. Like, I can play Minx-Gamboo, take action, uptick Boo. I can go get a 1-drop to stay alive. And we're not dead. Because to crew Chariot, they have to spend too many power on their board for it to be a problem. Wow. Yeah. They have, that's in their deck. They just have Soul Ring in this deck. It's good to know, actually. But Minx-Gamboo puts a lot of pressure on them out of nowhere. Okay, so they are crewing. I'm absolutely going to trade off Boo for Chariot. Right? Make a token copy of a 1/1. So if I trade off, if I let Boo... Okay, so if I chump block... No, we just trade off Boo for Chariot here. It's pretty free. And then we just remake the Boo next turn. Oh. Well, ain't that a fun draw? Really interesting here is that I could just blow up Third Path Iconoclast to draw a card with Boo. Which I actually think I'll do. Because it keeps them from just Displacer Kittening making a bunch of things. Ooh, into Unholy Heat. Very nice. So Ice Till Explorer. I get to replay lands. We obviously don't want to be playing lands that hurt me. I want to be getting basics out of my deck so that I don't draw them. Gotta get Mountain so that I can Unholy Heat this kitten. And I'm actually going to play basic Mountain here. And I guess I want to maximize our distribution of stats. Badger Mole Cub off the top. Kind of great. Makes a second creature. Alright. I think we're actually hitting a point where we're just in a really solid spot. Gotta be careful about milling myself, for sure. But I can keep making Boo. Badger Mole Cub, question mark. Do it on the mountain. Uptick on Boo. Go to combat. Swing with Boo. And the 2/2 cat. Leaving back 4 blockers. Making them need to have 2 removal spells. And then we're going to play Fabled Passage again. That was not a card I wanted to mill, but we were always milling it. Playing lands for sure. Go and get a basic. And I'm just going to replay Copper Line Gorge, I guess. I don't know. Cool. I think we stop playing lands here with only 8 cards left. Just be careful of milling ourselves out. And of course, if they hit any burn spell, we just die. Every burn spell kills us. Even Snapcaster Mage kills us because they have Burst Lightning in their graveyard. Time Walk. Terrifying that that's just in their deck. So we're facing down Oracle the Alpha. Oh no, this is the Time Walk from Oracle the Alpha. Very fair. So we get 1 free turn off that. They're actually dead next turn. On board. Upheaval? Time Spiral? Okay. Okay. So if they redrew Burst Lightning or like a million other things, they win. Minxkin doesn't do it. But they have Time Walk. Okay. For the record, Minxkin is problematic, but doesn't do it. Second Time Walk does. But I mean, we can't play around Time Walk, Time Spiral, Time Walk, Minxkin, right? Like, this is Oracle of the Alpha's kind of ridiculousness. Although it's clear they did not draw, what's it called? Burst Lightning. Otherwise, they just would have killed me. Yeah, Minxkin only sacrifices creatures with the stats, right? Oh, no, he can just sacrifice Iconoclast to deal 2 damage. He just won't draw the cards. Okay, very fun. This is a pretty ridiculous deck that I feel like we have no chance to beat, but we'll give it a shot. Huh. What do we do here? I think we bring in black for Barrowgoyf and Emperor of Bones, 2 cards that seem pretty difficult for them to actually kill. In doing so, we cut a mountain and put in a singular Swamperino. And we need to cut 2 cards with that. Tursus doesn't seem very good against them. Discharge and Unholy Heat do. And I'll cut Chariot because it gives them 1 less thing. But what can they even take with Dak if I have no Chariot? Map tokens? Treasure tokens? Yeah, that's fine with me. Alright. Well, this is Vintage Cube, and I don't think we're beating this deck, but that's okay. That's how it rolls. Can't have it all. We opened no power, and not only did we open no power, our backs were pretty bad. Oh, okay. And we're mulliganing. This is much better. Putting away Prime Time, playing a fetch, and then turn 2 playing Ren and 6 and getting the fetch back, because we can't play Raphaelos with this hand. Never mind, we're playing Ren and 6 and killing it. Killing Ragavan. Same as before. This time I'm on the play. Forest is amazing. Which we play. We play Ren and 6. Tap it down, get rid of your stupid Ragavan. The next turn, we uptick Ren and 6 and play Raphaelos and the fetch. Okay, turn 1 Ragavan, turn 2 Sol Ring, Oracle of the Alpha. Of course, that's cool. Uptick, get back Bloodstained Mire, play Bloodstained Mire, Raphaelos, say go. This is absurd. You couldn't write this up better for our opponent. Turn 1 Ragavan into Sol Ring, Oracle of the Alpha. I mean, they could just top deck like Black Lotus here off of the Oracle of the Alpha and win. Top deck Time Spiral. Or sorry, Time Twister. Yeah, there's 1 card in their hand. They have 1 card that could be from Oracle of the Alpha. But now we're on a clock. Yep. Get your scry. Raphellos makes 2 mana next turn, assuming I don't draw a forest. They could Burst Lightning to finish off the Wrenn and 6, but I doubt it. More likely, I would guess they're keeping up Force of Will. Just hard casting it. I can go get Taiga here. I think that's necessary over my desire to go get a Swamp. Because we can always get Bloodstained Mire back here. Okay. Play a land for turn. Play Ice Till Explorer. Play Gaia's Cradle. I think that's the move. Play land. Play Ice Till. It is hard cast Force of Will. I had a feeling. Well then, I get to play Sentinel here. I'm kind of okay with that. We baited it out properly, and we need Minx-Gimbu to now resolve. We have so much mana and nothing to do with it. Brainstorm when you've already Oracle the Alpha'd. Why not? Put something back on top that you don't want, and then scry it away with the Alpha attack to kill my Wrenn and 6. Seems pretty good. You also just have Time Walk here. Talisman, sure. 4 mana. Thundercap Trainer. Hitting Time Twister. But you can't cast it. I like that a lot, actually. Not excited for them to be able to put back Force of Will. Very excited to get a fresh hand with Gaia's Cradle Minx-Gimbu about to come down. Ancestral Recall. Well, annoying, but kind of fine. I need to get down Gaia's Cradle here. And then we use... Doesn't really matter how I do this. I use Raphellos to cast Minx-Gimbu. Take action. Put counters on Boo. Put more counters on Boo. Keep Primetime on top. Attack, get another map token. Put counter on Sentinel. Keep that on top. If they Time Twister here because they don't want us drawing Primetime, and they want to try and hit Time Walk, all their stuff, it does refresh our hand, which was bad. And we got Discharge off of it. That's actually huge. This is why we tapped the way we did, so that when they Time Twisted, we had answers. I now have Endurance and Discharge, which they don't know. So they go straight to combat here, or if they cast Time Walk, we're actually in a pretty decent spot. Okay. I don't want them knowing I have this. I don't want them knowing the rest of my hand when I cast this. Okay, it appears they have no instance. The reason being is I want them, if they're going to counter something, to counter that and not Endurance. So I want to put them in a spot where they think, potentially, that I don't have another thing I can cast at instant speed. Ugh, they do have Time Walk, of course. Yeah. Alright. They're just drawing perfectly. We're fighting back here. Seems like they didn't hit Moxen or Black Lotus potentially off that initial set. Alright, well, there's a Mox. Their life total is dwindling quickly. They could also time Spiral here. Problem is they're doing all this stuff, but they have not really shown me a way in their deck to deal with a 4/5 and a 5/5. Right? They have their own Minx-Kimbu, but that's kind of it. That is not enough stats. How do they deal with creatures once they're this large? Straight up a Coveted Jewel. Alright. We're digging. With a Coveted Jewel, they can still time Spiral. Which is what it seems is happening potentially here. Yeah, there's not much we can do. Burst Lightning on Minsk, but only for 2, and then time Spiral. I need to cast this now, because there's no guarantee I'll redraw it. It doesn't really matter whose library I shuffle, because we're just shuffling our everything anyway. Yeah, we redrew no instant, so it did not hurt us. They have 6 fresh mana, and potentially another Time Walk incoming. Black Lotus, exile Coveted Jewel, 3 mana and 3 cards. Once again, though, how do they actually win? Time Spiral and Time Twister are now gone. They can draw their whole deck. I don't care. I have nothing to deck Vaden. They're at 9 life. So they need to show me how they actually win this game. So far, I have not seen a way that this setup wins. You can make infinite mana. Play Dak Vaden. Take it up, draw 2. Play Minx-Kimbu, sure. Okay. Apparently they're worried about decking themselves at this point. Tap it up, sure. More blue. Time Walk again. This is so fun. We'll let them do it. I'll probably put this all on like triple speed. Alright, I'll concede here. I'll concede here since they've demonstrated they're going to be able to make basically infinite 1/1s. I'm not going to make them sit here and do it. Alright, round 2. We're on the draw again. Unfortunate, but that's okay. Where are all our 1-drops? I don't know. I'm going to keep this hand. Commercial District. Seems good. We have an Endurance in case of shenanigans. Let's see what we're hitting here. I do not want that. Really need to hit a land. Preferably a fetch of some form. Okay. We just faced Soul Ring, Oracle V Alpha. Okay. So I exile, I guess, Sentinel. And shuffle Black Lotus back into their deck. So they don't get to replay it here and get another 4-power thing out on the board. Maybe we should have done Prime Time, actually. I don't know. This feels already lost. Opponent turn 2 Black Lotus, Sarah Paragon into some other 4-drop attempt. After we just lost to the absolute ridiculousness we just lost to. And, 6 time walks in a row. That doesn't really matter. You shuffle your Black Lotus to the bottom of your library, please. I'll play Cub, but if we don't draw a land, this game didn't matter anyway. Have an answer to Skycalf Club immediately as well? Of course. Of course. Why wouldn't ya? Why wouldn't ya? Staff of the Storyteller, very nice. Make a 1/1. Draw a card with that. Guy's Cradle is technically a land. I'm just gonna play Ren and 6 and down tick their 1/1. Gives me an extra turn, assumably, here. Because it means that I take the 1/1 off the board and I'm gaining 3 life off Sarah Paragon swinging at it, because I assume they're not going to let me just sit with it. Let's see what the other 4-drop is they wanted to Black Lotus out on turn 2 alongside Sarah Paragon. My math would say probably Chandra. And if this is Chandra Tortured Defiance, I'm probably fine with conceding here. Even if we draw a land now, we can't play Minx Kambu because we drew exactly Gaia's Cradle. Okay. Hellkite. It's pretty great for our opponent. I don't think there's a single card I can draw here. Correct. Alright. Well, we are really getting vintage cubed, aren't we? Get this stupid Terrace Under out of my deck. Oh, what am I supposed to do here? I just feel like I don't have the things in the deck that actually matter because we're trying to play fair Magic. This is why I avoid playing decks like this. It just, you run into decks like the ones we faced and you just kind of have to look at it and be like, what should we have been doing that would have fixed the issues that we had? And the answer is kind of just not much. 4, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Cutting. Nah, I'm playing a 41 card special. Nobody can stop me. Yeah, turn 2 Black Lotus. It wins. I will play this time. Emperor Bones, double fetch. This is pretty great. Let's see if we get turn 1 Black Lotus. Inspiring Vantage, go. Big fan of that. Commercial District. I think I keep Endurance. Play Forest. Play Ren and 6. Uptick Ren and 6. Get back my land. Say go. Ren and 6 ult is you get an emblem. The instants and sorceries in your graveyard have retrace, which means discard a land to play them. Really not relevant for our deck, but a fun card. Or a fun possibility, I guess. I'm going to play Verdant here. Go and get a Swamp. Uptick and get back Verdant. And I'm just going to hold up Endurance. Just flash it in. It's more effective. Emperor Bones next turn is a lot better. Detective's Phoenix. Yikes. Well, Endurance looks great here. Shuffle your graveyard. And lose Detective Phoenix. And then lose it forever. We'll go get a Forest here. I guess I could Taiga, actually. It's better. Play Emperor of Bones and exile Detective Phoenix permanently after getting back Verdant. Give me that. Swing for 3. Hey, it looks like if they don't play Black Lotus, we actually might have a matchup here. So in the future, we can pay black and 1 to put Detective's Phoenix back, or to play Detective's Phoenix. Flame Slash my 2/2. Well, I'm going to play... You know what's really funny here is I actually don't really want to mill a bunch of cards. What I actually want to do is kill Monastery Mentor. I kind of want to retrace... I kind of want the emblem with Galvanic Discharge in my graveyard potentially here. So I'm going to play Bloodstained Mire. Go get our last mountain. Good to know. Play Ice Till Explorer. Play Basic Forest. Okay. We actually have a shot here. L for Elemental? I don't think I have any Elementals. Oh, I have an Endurance to go get with Nissa. No, I think this is how we want to run it back. I could put in a second Swamp, simply so that I can play Emperor of Bones, exile a card, and then use it on the same turn, because that requires double black, but... I think the real answer here is, as long as we don't get turn 1 Black Lotus, we're kind of sitting in a decent spot. Turn 1 Soul Ring. Okay. Is that more manageable? I don't know. I'll play this so I can go get my fetch. Or my, Surveil land, I think. Okay. Kept a turn 1 Soul Ring, but maybe with no white sources? I think I need a commercial district here. Filter my draws a little bit. I would love to keep Barrowglyph. We don't have a way to cast it. If I had gotten Swamp, I would be able to cast it, but I wouldn't know Barrowglyph's on top. Like, imagine we draw Raphaelos right here. Yeah? Yeah. I'll just play Fable Passage. We'll use it to go get Swamp. Magda Brazen Outlaw. You got it. Go get basic Swamp. And I think I do discharge the Magda just to prevent them from making double white and being able to still play 6 next turn. Six only uses non-land permanent cards, so Barrowglyph gets Retrace with 6. My turn. Oh, Badgermole Cub makes 2. Not good enough here. But here, 6 is just a slammer. We know they have Flame Slash, though, but there's not much we can do about that. I think next turn we just slam Boo. Yep. They have double white now. Clearly they did it before. But here I'm just going to play Boo. Mexican Boo. Pretty good card. Uh-huh. Alright. Whatever it is they're doing, I'm a fan of, because it's not much. This could be Reprieve. They might have an instant speed way to deal with Minx, which would be annoying, because they can respond to this trigger by killing it. So I don't actually get to pump Boo. But I still get a 1/1 out of it. And we're getting to a point where Endurancing myself is looking pretty nice. Getting back Barrowglyph 6, Minxkin Boo. Alright. I would like to play a bunch of lands. And those lands are just going to be basics that don't hurt me. These darn basics out of my deck. And then I'm going to play Badgermole Cup. All forests all the time. Ugh, milling Crater Hoof. Well, now definitely I think I'm going to be endurancing myself to get all of this back into my deck. Play out the 2 lands that don't go away. Parallax Wave. Sure. Target creature. So they can take my forest. It's pretty funny. Chain Lightninging. They don't want to do the Badgermole Cub. But they'll take the 1/1 Boo. And certainly Ice Tail Explorer. Okay. Another land in the graveyard. I love that for me. Sure. And then I'm just going to play Chariot here. Yeah, Chariot into Oddity. Holding up Endurance still if we need it. Yep. I did this intentionally. Because that means you're giving me back Ice Tail Explorer next turn then. Cool. The Legend of Roku. Exile top 3 cards. Yeah, it's a pretty good top deck. Steel Cutter they've already done. We are going to have to find a way to deal with this. Question is, are they dead to Endurance plus Natural Order? So I play Endurance and I put Crater Hoof back into my library. And then Crew, not quite. We let them get 1 turn here. So we're going to do the thing we said we were going to do, which is play out the lands that stay in play. And then just play Endurance normally. Target me. Play Oddity. And swing for 8. I'm at 19, so I'm not really too worried about Corey Steelcutter, damage propositions. Plus, we know they exiled a land, so we're only going to have 1 card next turn. And then now, Natural Order just kills them. So we did shuffle in some lands, but we've gotten out 3, 7, 8 of our lands, 9 out of our lands. So I'm feeling pretty safe. Nova Hellkite just hard casted. I assume they're not attacking. Black Lotus, not very good here, but it does give them a second creature. And another counter to remove with Staff of Storyteller. It's a good deck, but it does lose to Crater Hoof. As many a good deck do. Oh, that was a huge misplay. If I milled Crater Hoof there, that was terrible. Gotta be sharper than that. Okay. I play Sentinel. I crew like this. And then I Natural Order away my Ice Tail Explorer for Crater Hoof. Welcome to the Hoof. For good measure, we'll try and put a counter on Hoovenwald Oddity. Why not? They have 21 total health across their toughness, and we are swinging for 37. Bum, 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 bum. That's a win. Fair Magic, 1-1. Round 3, we're on the draw. All 3 games. Oof. It's fine. Fair Magic shall prevail. Green Suns, Figure of Fable. Yeah, I can work with this. Alright, turn 1 Tameo, I don't know if I can work with, but we will make do. Turn 1 Tameo, Force of Will? Really? For Jace. Okay. Oh my. That is something else. Immediately flip Tameo for brainstorming. Okay. More card draw. Sure, whatever. Alright, assuming we get Tursa out, I'm actually not in a terrible spot. Oh, Ren and 6. Huh. I like Ren and 6. It's a way that we could pop Tameo when they get back Force of Will and force them to deal with it. I think we Generous Ent for basic Forest and then play Commercial District and get rid of a Forest. I did it in that order because if I surveil something I like to the top, I can't Generous Ent because it would shuffle my library. Trinket Mage for Black Lotus. Oh my goodness, why? Really? Really? How does this keep happening to us? This is like ridiculous. Sure. I mean, I can try and exile it. Take them off the mana. There's a clue. Tameo's nearly at flipping. What is the play here? I feel like the play is to just Tursa. Force of Will is in the graveyard, so not too worried about that. We'll discard land, Terrace under. Okay. Swing with a 2/3 at Tameo. A chump block of Trinket Mage. Alright, next turn they have 6 minimum for mana. Infernal Grasp, sure. Yep. If we don't hit Tameo with something, which we can no longer do, then she ults next turn and draws 17, 18, 19, 18 cards. Really cool. Really normal. I can Green Suns for a 3-drop, 2-drop, or 1-drop. None of which mine have haste. So I'm supposed to play Mountain, 6, Delighted Halfling. 4 drops of mine have haste. I have Uvenweld Oddity. Maybe we can burn them out. Yeah, I mean, nothing we can do about this. Turn 1, Tameo with a Black Lotus in the deck. They haven't even used it yet, but I mean, they'll use it here, certainly. Why wouldn't you? Blood Crypt, Shocked. Interesting. Cracking for triple blue. Breach, Black Lotus. Are we getting Breach Brain Freezed? Crazy. Replay Black Lotus, yeah. Get Probe, sure. Paying more life. I mean, I assume I'm getting Brain Freezed. Brain Freeze yourself here. You have 11 cards. And then Brain Freeze me for the rest. 2 cards in graveyard. It's Brainstorm and Black Lotus. Is this Upheaval? Draw 3, discard 2. They can discard a creature to not discard 2, but I assume they actually want to fill their graveyard so they can do more Black Lotus. Could be Tendrils. They could just be trying to get to Tendrils. In which case, I think they're there. Yep, triple black. There it is. I believe that's 8. Show and tell? What? I'll play a land. Archon. Sure. I lose Delighted Halfling and Renin 6. What? Okay. Do you not actually have the Brain Freeze or Tendrils? Really confused. Although a Resolved Archon does kind of just win, but this is the weirdest. Okay, there's your Brain Freeze. I don't want them seeing my whole deck. It's best of 3 after all. I feel like I've brought in Emperor of Bones every game. Exile a card from a graveyard. Yes, please. Phyrexian Revoker is actually great in this matchup. Suplex for Soul. They didn't have Soul Ring. Suplex just hits a bunch of junk. Nope, not good enough. Okay. And not good enough. Generous Scent is very easily cuttable. Explorer mills me, and that's actually pretty bad. Endurance is amazing. Tursum gives me haste, which I think is quite important, actually. These both hit creature or planeswalker. They do. 2, 8. I need swamps. I love that it doesn't have it, add it for me. 3, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 lands here. Probably the move. Need to cut one more card. Or we just run this. No, we gotta cut a card. Cub? Yeah, Psychic Cub's the worst of our... No, it's actually Barrowglyph. I don't want Barrowglyph. The reason I don't is I don't want to have a full graveyard. If I have a full graveyard, I've lost. Okay. We're on the play as well, but Black Lotus again, right? So this draft we faced Soul Ring, Black Lotus, Black Lotus. This hand's very keepable if we had 2 lands, but we don't, so we can't keep it. I keep this, putting back Prime Time, and we pray to the gods of magic that we hit any land here. Turn 1 Ponder. I love it. So they didn't keep Force of Will or Tameo in opening hand. And we'll immediately be able to hold up Reclamation. Ooh, Copperline Gorge. Yes, please. We're going to keep up Heritage Reclamation in case they try to combo off. Like if they play Black Lotus, Jace. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I think I gotta play Tursa here, unfortunately. And discard nothing. I just need to put pressure on them. If they don't win this turn, we natural order. Crater Hoof makes this 12. Okay. Crabomination. They have a weird deck. Animate Dead? Oh, please hit Heritage Reclamation. Yes! I have no targets. I don't have a card there for them to grab. Okay. Option 1. I mean, I think actually I just have to natural order for Craterhoof. Force them to block with Carbomination, and then the rest of my board is still amazing. If they have Force of Will, I lose, but that was always kind of true. So we have exactly 12. So they have to chump block with Carbomination. Last card in my hand's a Forest. Natural Order does nothing for them. Okay. Okay. Wild game. So they're on, like, Backdoor Reanimator also? That was just weird. I mean, they're on the play here, so... Yeah, anytime you're playing against Black Lotus, everything is full of nightmares. Turn 2 Emperor Bones is great. Hand with Craterhoof is not. Hand with Raphelos, also bad. I think I just play Badgermole Cub here. So now I can play double spell next turn. Strip Mine, sure. A lot of choices. Let's start with an Emperor Bones and see if they want to counterspell. And then in response to them trying to flip Tamiyo is when we discharge it. It is not worth it to do it first, because it's telegraphed when they'll try to do it. Right, they'll have to play Brainstorm or try to draw a third card. Ooh, this might be the turn. They have to have Force of Will exactly here, which they don't. So we're in business. They go get Black Lotus, play Black Lotus, crack it for double. Oh, Wheel. And then they have Emrakul, which shuffles their graveyard. So they get Sundering Titan. Wild. Yeah. That's good for me. Because now it's not in the graveyard for them. That doesn't matter. This is actually kind of sick. Pass. My turn. I mean, they've seen my whole hand. I guess I want to fill my graveyard for Tursa. I want to hit Phyrexian Revoker, ideally. But not lose my Craterhoof. This is so interesting. So I've lost Craterhoof, but not Natural Order. How do I want to do this? I feel like the best option is to just slam Uvenwald Oddity and be holding up Endurance. Take, get Probe. I don't care about losing Cub. Well, actually, that's interesting, isn't it? I guess I'm giving them a card in their graveyard. I can't stop that. If that's what they want to do. I'm fine with Trinket Mage being on the board. They know I have Endurance in hand. They also don't have red. Animate Dead, my... Okay. That's cute. So they force me to Endurance myself. And then they mana drain my Endurance. But I'm not dead to this. So we got out mana drain from their hand too? Crack the Clue. And then they're just left with a 4-5? How much do I care about 4-5? Oh, shoot. That's a lot of mana. I can flip this. Other creatures you control get +1/+1 trample and haste. But But this is an instant speed flip. So what I actually want to do here... Did I put a land? I have. Okay. So we play like this. Discarding double land. See what we hit. More lands. Sick. And then I'm actually going to exile my own Endurance. The reason being, I can now at instant speed put Endurance back into play. And next turn we're threatening to flip Uvenwald Oddity. Doesn't matter. So I'm feeling pretty insulated from, brainstorm everything. Or sorry, brainstorm, brain freeze everything. And for reanimate, I no longer have targets. I don't care about Coalition Relic at all. Jacerin Prodigy. Okay. They're at 12. This gives +1/+1 trample and haste. So I can, on their end step, I can make Emperor of Bones create a copy of Endurance. It won't sacrifice till the beginning of the next end step, so I'll have it on my turn. Then I flip Uvenwald Oddity and swing. Oddity's 8 +4 +5 +4 +3 is 17. Wait, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 +4 is 21 +3 is 24. And they have 9 defending 21. So I win. I activate ability on within their end step. Put a copy of Endurance into play, make them shuffle their graveyard. Pass to my turn. Play Fabled Passage and crack it. Flip. Oddity. And exile Animate Dead. Victory. Fair magic. No mocks. No power. Just consistent, good play on solid creatures. Gets there. I mean, gets there. Didn't go 3-0, but 2-1 with the 3 decks we just played against. Essentially played against triple Black Lotus, right? We saw Black Lotus in all of our opponents' decks. This deck rocks. Super fun way to go out on this cube. I feel like they've done a really good job of revamping green. It's still a little weak, but it's a lot more fun. And I think that's the beauty of Vintage Cube, right? So, unfortunately, the Arena Cube ends today. So this will come out later this week, of course, but we will be keeping an eye out for when Arena Cube comes back. And I, of course, have my own Vintage Cube in paper that we'll start talking about soon. If any of that interests you, I'd really appreciate if you subscribed. If you enjoyed this video, I really look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks!